Yes. Hello, world. Welcome, world. Welcome to my first, well, not my first live, but one. Welcome to my first, well, not my first live, but one that will be extended. And if anyone had told me this title, as you can see below, if anyone had told me that this is where my life would be, that this would happen in 2020, that such ambitions and understanding I would have achieved, and all the and many questions that I've had in my mind would be answered, yeah, I would have said I would be quite skeptical. But now that I'm here, I realize that there's much more out there, much more than we know, much more than I can explain. You know, it's so some people say cliche, but I would say it's not cliche. It's more of a time. It's a more of a process. Everything takes time. The process of a thing is so fragile that you cannot get the result if you don't go through the correct processes. I was doing a teaching with my niece, and she said she was doing some tests, and I realized she was doing the test in exam mode, and I didn't see her do the background check. I didn't see her do the tutorials. I didn't see her do the research. I'm like, how come you're doing the exam without doing the tutorial? Do you know the subject already? And she said no. I was like, so how do you think you're going to get the results you want if you don't do the research, if you don't take time to find out the things necessary to get the right result? And that got me thinking. It actually got me thinking. It just kind of came like a revelation. Like, hey, guess what? It's the same thing that many of us try to do in our day to day lives. We try to progress, we try to get to the result we want, but we don't take the time to learn what is necessary to give the result or to achieve the result that we want. And it's not emphasized as much. Yes, it's emphasized in books and in in certain circles, but not in society. It's emphasized to an extent, but not to any degree, any great degree, so to speak, as they would emphasize other things. And I just realized if anyone had told me that there that the answers to my questions are available right in front of me only if I am willing to take the time and look for it. And I will find the answer and I will get the result and I will move on and progression will be so much easier. But as we all know, we have to learn. We can't just get the answers. We can't just get the results. We can't just get I say, we can't just get our desires without uh, some prior effort. And also, it has to be the right amount of effort. It has to be um, geared towards the right task. So, if it is for the body, what how does the body work? What affects the body? What negatively and what positively affects the body to get to go into the direction that we want to go. And as Sydney, if anybody had told me that the answers are all there, all the questions that you have in your heart, in your mind, whatever you want to call it, in your soul, the answers are there, but you have to take the time to find it. You have to read through the pages word by word, of those large books, if there's large book, but mainly my book, as you know, my book is the Bible. So yeah, you have to read through the words and you have to meditate upon them. You have to not just take it in as a information, but so to speak, it's kind of like chew upon it. Some people would say, meditate upon it, and it's kind of like as you meditate upon it, you start reading between the lines. The information start what's it? It starts to expand. The same amount of information that you read on the page, the same 10 words, so to speak, that you read, it just seems to expand into explanations, different words just come, okay, this is what this means, this is what that means. And it goes over and over, and you realize, wow, this is truly amazing that the answers are right there in this small text. But it only comes after you take that word, that information, and you mull over it, so to speak. You ponder, you check whether or not it is leading you to your answer, to the answer that you're looking for to the question, and whether or not it is getting you to the place where you want to be. Um, it is, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. If someone had told me that the answers are there, all of the answers, even answers that others have not think, even questions, even answers for questions that others have not think of, it's all there. It is just right there if you go and look for it, and you will get the results that you want. You know, it's like a test. If you don't study for the test, you will you will not get the desired grade. You will not pass. Our chances are very slim. Some people are able to, and some people are lucky. Some people just choose the right answer, or choose not necessarily all the right answers, but the majority that they need to pass the test. And that, some would say, is coincidence, but I don't believe in that. But that's for another time. Um, but yes, if you want to get to that level of, 1 second, guys. Yes, I, my internet connection is unstable apparently. Um, the process of getting to where you want to go takes time. It takes it takes effort, and it has to be tailored to a specific task. It's like a recipe. If you want to make an omelette, you have to you have to crack it. Whether you whisk it in the pot or whether you whisk it outside, you get two different textures, you get two different results. It's like baking a cake. You have to first do the work. You have to sometimes you have to sometimes stay up late, and you have to always get up early. Always get up early. Trust me. That's something that I'm still battling with, but I'm getting there. I'm getting better and better at getting up early, no matter if it's on vacation. Spend those minutes, spend those minutes daily, and those minutes will build up into hours, and they will build up into days, and they'll build up into weeks, and they'll build up into months, and the result will come. The result will come, no matter what result will come. God created this earth by process. He created the foundations first. Then he built upon another and built upon another and built upon layers upon layers, layers and layers, levels and levels. And it takes time to build a level. It takes time to build a foundation. And then on the foundation, it takes time to build the walls. And then on the walls, it takes time to build the roof. And then on all that, it takes time to build the internals. You know, it takes time. We have to chores, whatever it is, whether it's school, whether it's work, whether it's home life. Little things, the little things add up. If someone had told me